Well, hello. How are you, everybody? I am September, also known as 9 to 12, and I'm going to do a little cooking today. Kind of a casual. We're still in spring, but it's been back and forth with the temperature. So I guess the last of winter food, right? I mean, you can have a grilled cheese any time. Um, but I like tomato soup with my grilled cheese, and it is a little gloomy out today. But I had already planned to do grilled cheese for dinner today. So I had a lot going on. Um, Let me move this. Um, the whole week. Yeah, sorry. But I can show you how I'm gonna do these fancy grilled cheese. And this is the tomato soup, the recipe that I was just watching. Lou Eat at Dad's. Follow Eat at Dad's if you're not already. It's like my current. He's kind of my favorite food streamer right now. Um, Sorry, I need new butter. Um, he made a giant batch of this to take on a camping trip with a whole bunch of people. But I love this idea. It's tomato soup, but it's got um, lentils in it. It's kind of something he developed. You can get that creaminess, but ramp up the nutritional value and reduce the fat somewhat, I'm sure, because I know I only made, pardon me, pardon me, tomato soup from scratch one other time, and I used, cream in it, which is pretty standard. Um, I forgot to get something out of the fridge here. I want to do some bacon for the grilled cheese, and it occurred to me I should get that started before too long. All right. So, first things first, I guess I should give you all this recipe. I'll put it in my Discord as well. Um, Copy for those of you who want to try it yourself. Um, and then grilled cheeses. I got this beautiful. I was gonna get sourdough, but I spotted this bistro multigrain bread at Aldi, and look, it is gorgeous. Um, so I got that for our grilled cheese today. I've got. I'm doing bacon for those of us that want it. Um, what cheeses did I get? I have. Sorry, I'm a little groggy. I've had a long day. Um, there's only a small slate of pizza to get me going. Um, Havarti, because for good for melty. I've got smoked Gouda because I love a smoked cheese in my grilled cheese. I've got um some sharp cheddar. Always like sharp cheddar, and I do plan to make burgers sometime soon. So I wanted to um have that in the house anyway. So I've already smoked Gouda, sharp cheddar, and American is what I have in the house. I like pepper jelly on my grilled cheese. So I've got I got to open another thing of my pepper jelly from last year. Beautiful, spicy, sweet pepper jelly I made with, um, is it all jalapenos? I don't think it's all jalapenos because it's pretty red. I think I used some cayenne and like some ripe, red jalapenos. Um, so let's get, what are we gonna do first? I'm gonna get the bacon going first. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I should see who all wants bacon. I'll just do a whole tray and then figure out who actually wants it on their sandwich after that, because I don't necessarily need it if I need to give it up. And I'm only using the toaster oven. I don't want to turn the whole oven on for just enough bacon for sandwiches today. So I got some thick sliced bacon for that purpose. Definitely, for me, the way to go. It's a better bite. Like a point, if it's too thin sliced, it's not even any point in having it on there anymore. You can't taste it and you don't get a nice bite from it. And, I mean, texture wise. It's here. So what did you do today? How's your weekend? Sorry I didn't stream all week, but I had a colonoscopy this week. Everybody should do that if you haven't. Why would you not? Prep sucks, but cancer sucks certainly a lot more, and you can actually just prevent cancer. I have a very strong family history, so I've had to do it several times, but it went well enough this year that instead of going back in a year like I had to this time, I can wait 3 years before my next one. 5 slices, and there's 4 of us, and one slice should be enough for both of us. Both of us? Each of us. Because of size of sandwich. Pardon me while I put this in the fridge. Oh, I should have grabbed the bacon at the same time to throw in. Duh. So I see, I put that straight on a tray. That's going to go in my toaster oven. I'm sorry I don't put my toaster oven out here where we cook together, but I have found that it trips. Well, no, the air fryer trips for sure. Depending on how many things I have going at once. Oh no. This is not plugged in? Yes, it is. If it doesn't go on, we're going to have a problem. It's on the wrong function. Bake. There we go. I'm going to bake it at, I'm going to put it about 375 because this is convection. And put it for about 15 minutes and then check it. Probably flip it. All right. So let's get going on this soup. I'm going to turn my pan up to medium or a little above medium. And slice up an onion. I need a medium onion. This is pretty big. Vidalia, so I'm gonna do probably 2/3 of this. I thought about using the food processor, but I'll be fine. I'll live. Sure. He put how many grams? He's usually really good about that. Nope. Just put. I know I don't slice my onions like the professionals, but tough. I take both ends off. I just can't be bothered with that sideways slice. It's awkward for me. I don't like it. But I'm still working with the sections the onion naturally has and getting it done. I'll be putting an onion and some garlic and olive oil to start with in this pan. I'm gonna move this here. Says finely diced. I mean, yeah. You know, it's not like a mince. It's a dice. This is a good dice. Yeah. Because we are gonna use the immersion blender later. The guy whose recipe it is, again, follow Eat It Dad, uses a blender. I know it's fine and it's possible. My blender's a lot better than ones I've had in the past, but it's not fabulous or anything. I'm like, it's a little too much. And the hot blender situation, I can't stand it. If you need to do it, fine, but I don't need to do that. About 4 cloves of garlic. There's like 1.5. Those are kind of small. If you do use a blender to blend anything hot, the little handle in the top of the lid, if you didn't know, comes out of blenders, and then you can just use like a towel to hold it at the top to keep splatter from coming, but it lets enough air be in there because if you don't, you can have a serious explosion. The heat will make and the steam will, if when you're blending something, make it build pressure and just blow the top off. You cannot just leave the top on that and expect it to behave well when you blend up anything hot liquid. So, but I'll be using an immersion blender, which will be much less hassle. Says for that one's what I would call a clove size. Can you see these? No. Do. That's small. And this one's a nice large clove. I didn't hit it hard enough. And this one's a pretty big one. So that's going to average to about 4. To what most people would count as 4. Maybe a little more because these are significantly large. Like, but I'm in the no such thing as too much garlic camp. It's not like I'm seasoning this with oregano and it'll end up failing into tasting like tomato sauce or anything. It just says smash these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just smash them more than I did to just get the peel off. To get more of the oils off. I'm not going to mince them or anything. There. Smashed garlic. And olive oil. It's in my green one. So a tablespoon, a little bit more. It's going to be a lot of tomatoes. So I questioned Lou about this because he uses cherry tomatoes in this, like 1.5 pounds of them. Each of these are 10 ounces. 10. And I need, for 1.5 pounds, 16, 24. So 20 ounces. And then a little less than half of this container. I mean, obviously this is, you don't have to be like insanely exact with this. One for luck. And now I still have cherry tomatoes for salads. Apparently, originally, the recipe, because he developed it for someone, and it called, he was going to pan roast them and get a nice roasty toasty on the tomatoes. And it was too many steps, and they wanted it done, starting with the pan roasting first is how he amended it to make it friendlier. And yeah, not a bad idea. I was worried about all those skins, but I want to do it his way first. The skins will be irrelevant after it cooks, and then the immersion blender goes in. But in the future, I might pan roast the tomatoes instead. I don't prefer roasted tomatoes. Like, There's this salsa I get at Aldi, and I don't know what the hell they like. It's not marked that way, but the tomatoes in it are definitely fire roasted, and that's a whole different flavor. Where pan roasting or like an oven or something is kind of just a get them going burst, maybe a little bit sweeter, not that char on them. So next time I make this, I might just, and hopefully I get enough tomatoes in my garden that I could roast them and then throw them in here to sort of save a step and have to worry a little less about pulverizing the skin. But a lot of times, the first time in the recipe, I try to go with as few modifications as possible. I need to lid this. Boop. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. And I'll check that. Then, and these should be like popped and given up their juices by then. All right. Then we're going to put lentils in it and broth. I've got some vegetable stock, so 4 cups of that. And as I'm checking my lentils, I'm using red lentils. Seemed the right thing to do. That's what's in the recipe, but I mean, you could use another color lentil, but it's like the green ones, the kind of olive colored ones, might give a little dullness to the soup. But it just matters how it tastes. There's not really any significant difference. Yeah, these are clear. About a cup of those. There's not really a significant taste difference in different colors of lentils, in my experience. There's like yellow ones and then like regular green ones. I'm going to blow my nose again. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Rob's out gardening. Sounds like he's about to come in here groaning. I'm going to go look at the bacon. Looking good. Grab something to drink. Thirsty. Hopefully this is mine. Prebiotic cherry vanilla cola. So, okay, once those get all poppy, we'll do the next step, which is lentils, broth, stir for a while, and blend it, and it'll be done. So cool. I guess I could work on grilled cheeses, but let me sit down a minute. So this morning, I would have had my Saturday Juneteenth meeting with that committee, but I got a message yesterday. I misread an email, and I didn't realize that I was a delegate to my local district Democratic Party convention. And hello, friend, to you. And a friend of mine from the DNC messaged me yesterday, texted me and said, "Hey, I saw you're on the delegate list. Are you going to the convention tomorrow?" I'm like, "What?" He had a guy who's running for the Resolution and Platform Committee that he strongly supported and wanted to ask me to support, but who also was running against a guy who's problematic, who was actually, I did get an email this morning from like the Muslim American Caucus about this guy had been censured for racist shit in his previous term, and he's just running again like it's gonna be fine. So I let the Juneteenth folks know I had other business to attend to. I went to the convention, and I raised some hell like you do. We had some good old boys around here, and they were kind of trying to interpret a rule of the plan of organization in such a way that they could just do like a voice vote and keep their guy in. But district conventions are supposed to be weighted votes. You'll get a whole education here today if you want it. 1, 2, 4 grilled cheeses. Look at that. I remember to eat the rest of this bread for some delicious toast. Um, so different counties, even though they only have like a handful of actual delegates and fewer than that actually show up, get representation. We represent all the Democratic voters in our designated district, right? So these votes get weighted. Like there were probably 10 or 15 people from my county there, but we had 149 votes to split, or 148, something like that. And this chair of the district did a thing where he was trying to just do a voice vote, which you can do, sure. But if it's contested at all, and if like 25% of the body present seems to be voting for someone else or something, you have to have a weighted vote. And he was trying to get past that. I guess they had done it before, and so that's why my friend was aware of this tactic might be used. And so I kind of raised the alarm. I wrote a little note on my phone explaining this has to be a weighted vote. I know there are people that are prepared to file a complaint with council review and have this whole convention nullified if we don't do it that way. And I let somebody I know from the council review know, and he kind of shrugged. And then I let a very prominent Democrat who's always been very supportive of me and when I did politics, I let him know, and he said, "You're right." I said, "Okay." He said, "We'll go to Tall Cliff." So I went to the parliamentarian. I showed him my little note. I went up on the freaking stage while they were doing business. You understand? I haven't participated actively in party politics in like, I don't know, probably 6 years now. Like, and I go up there and I show him. And he's like, "Show him." And he's pointing to the chair. And I show the chair. And he's like, "The standing rules take care of that." I'm like, "No, actually, they don't." "Yes, they do." I said, "Sir, I've been talking with the person who wrote that line in our plan of organization." He's like, "Bleh." I said, "All right, well, so we'll see when we come to it." So I talked to other people. I'm going to go turn the bacon while I continue my boring for some of you story. Sorry about that. And not a fork. People started talking, and it got fixed. I saw the parliamentarian come down off the dais and talk to my very influential former chair friend, one of the first people I brought it to. And then I saw some chairs running back, into the lobby to have a little more private discussion and back and forth. And then my friend came over and said to me, "We have determined," because he also suggested that the chair of that committee may not have paid attention to the email from the state or his paperwork, and he didn't have the weighted vote. He didn't know how to do it. It's not an excuse to not know how to do it, right? You've been elected to do a job. Do I need to cut anything else up? No, I can start buttering these. Or mayonnaising these. No. I don't want to freak anybody out with the mayonnaise. My family's very picky. I might just do mayo for mine. Especially because I don't have a lot of mayo left. I have to make mayo again soon. Yeah, I'll do mine separate. Let's worry about theirs. So, anyway, my friend came over to me and he said, "Hey, we got all the weighted information from each chair, and we will be able to have the weighted voting if you call a point of order because you feel there are the 25% needed to make sure uh, a weighted vote would be warranted. I said, good. Um, it doesn't say when to add the salt and pepper in this. I'm going to go with my own rules and information and put it in now so that it has time to hydrate the pepper, and the salt can help um, get the tomatoes doing what we want, and the onions and the garlic. I want to give this a stir anyway. About a teaspoon of salt, about a half teaspoon of pepper, let's say. And then I was hearing rumbling that I like pepper. I'll put a little more pepper. They were looking to put up a QR code, which a lot of folks who actually show up and do the work for our country, by the way, in the parties and your local elections, they're older. So that can often be a challenge doing things with technology. But we were in a high school auditorium, and so connectivity was an issue for some people. So they decided to go real old school. I guess somebody got access to the copiers or the printers, and they were making paper ballots. So they ended up kind of reordering the rest of the agenda, doing a 5-minute uh, um, intermission so that folks could make sure to be seated with their delegation instead of randomly, which some people seem to do because they didn't notice the signs. To sit with your delegation, which would make the voting go smoother, and so that they could get these ballots printed. I feel it's a good thing we did, though, because for a number of reasons. We won. It worked. The weighted vote supported the candidate that I wanted to win and pushed out the alleged racist. And there was there were like 5 different elections, I think, and most of them were able to be done by acclamation anyway, which is basically no one's contesting it and we can just vote them in. There was 2 people in the race I was most concerned about, and then there were 3 people in another race to basically fill in because a second chair was vacated in the district party level, and we ended up with like 3 candidates in that. So it's a good thing we did it the right way, and it was kind of funny because from day one, when I first went to a state meeting as a proxy for someone else, I ended up on the mic talking. When I was on the state executive committee and they forced David Parker, my friend, to resign, I had been working behind the scenes with a whole lot of people who thought that was bullshit and he was being scapegoated. And we organized to make a motion and have a vote to refuse his resignation. And we helped him keep his chair, which is kind of insane. Nifty bit of history. Like the power is with the people, man, if you just take it. Our system really does not fail us as much as people realize. It's that you got to show up and do the thing. So I showed up and I was talking to people. I'm like, look at this, go figure. Like, I don't show up for years and then I show up and I'm raising hell. And yeah, some people be like, well, yep, you're in your role. That's who you are. And I feel like it did some good because the person that was running for the position that I was most concerned about getting filled with the right person is also autistic and gets kind of not taken seriously sometimes because of just being a little awkward, but super, smart, pretty articulate guy and qualified for this position. He's been putting in the work. And having the reputation that does still linger with the people that were there that remember me from when I was so involved, I think may have helped get this done. Like, they knew I wasn't gonna fucking let it ride, right? Like, that I wasn't threatening, I was promising that if they did this wrong, it would be taken care of. If my friend if my friend from the DNC had been there, he's the one who actually wrote that part of the plan of the organization, and he was the one who would be bringing all these uh, filings against them if it didn't go, if the election wasn't held properly. But I think it definitely got taken more seriously because of my own reputation, and that's fine because I stepped out to pursue more creative endeavors, like hanging out with you guys, cooking, and doing all the podcasts I've been doing, and kind of getting my life back outside of politics. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Get your shit done. Alexa, stop. Okay, this is to the point. I'm gonna grab. I have to check the bacon. It smells done. Get it out before it burns. Oh yeah. Just in time. Just in time. Just in time. I'm a chimney sweep now, apparently. So that's what I did today. I didn't make it to my Juneteenth committee meeting, but we've got a couple weeks left for that, and I can't save all of the world all of the time, but I went where I was needed. I think I did some good for the future of our party, which hopefully does some good for the future of our country, right? I'm really glad I spent the years I did learning how all that works. So, okay, these aren't all quite pop, 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 grab one of them. They're close though. So I'm going to leave this off and stir it around and kind of wait till the rest of these are open. Smells good. Smells very oniony. I was kind of surprised by the amount of onion garlic in the recipe, but I trust Lou to know what he's doing. I won Cookie Club on his channel this month, which is cool. I'm going to watch him make the cookies he's sending out this month. On Thursday, he made spicy chai cookies. Oh, I'm so in. For all the months to win, I'm really excited that happened. And yeah, he DM me like the recipe and what I wanted, because you can choose from prizes. You don't have to take the cookies if that's not what you want. See, I don't know if this is all right. It's gonna take me a while. It would take me a while. I love that I can taste these cookies. Be sure I really, really like them before I make them, and then it'll give me time. Then I'll know too if I can. Oh, I need to get mayonnaise too, didn't I? Oh, not yet. 2 more breads. Get butter. I wish this were softer. What was I saying? Cookies. Oh, getting ingredients in my small town is gonna be a little tricky. They've got like lemongrass paste. Although I have lemongrass in a tube, I think I've shown you when I put it in some soup or something. I wouldn't want that for the cookie recipe, so I'm gonna have to probably hit up a Trader Joe's, which involves being in another town because we don't have one, or something for that. I've got all the spices for sure. I've got crystallized ginger because I always have that in the house pretty much. I love it. But I don't have. This bread is tearing. It's a good thing I got a super hearty bread for this. So I can avoid this by just throwing melting butter in the pan. before I start it. Actually, I think because I'm getting down to where the butter's colder and it's being a pain in the ass, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to butter this side, and I don't want it too buttery either. I don't want it greasy. And I'll melt butter for this one, for this side of the sandwich, and then just put this on top. Okey-doke. So yeah, I might stream. I was gonna stream maybe twice today, or more than this today, I should say. I'm doing the soup and the grilled cheese, but I want to make scones. The cranberry scones I've talked about a couple of times. I was gonna make those for Mother's Day for myself tomorrow. Add the lentils now and the broth, because those are all split up and doing great. Let's give this a second. Oh, I'm so excited. I love tomato soup, especially with the freaking grilled cheese. Are you kidding me? A little sad that half of the family I have living here won't eat it. Their loss. Let me get my cheeses out. Where are my cheeses? Party. Oh, sorry for this, guys. There's provolone, cheddar, Gouda, Havarti. How's the American out just in case? I don't think I've actually determined what everyone wants. Pesto. Okay. Yeah, I'm having pepper jelly on mine. Rob's wants pesto on his, a basil pesto. This is really good, by the way. If you have a BJ's membership, the Wellesley Farms refrigerated pesto is really good. Yeah, I found a random dried up piece of provolone in my cheese drawer. Because why wouldn't I? Okay, smoked with a sharp cheddar Havarti. I have to see if any of the fam wants. Okay, this is starting to get a little stuck on the bottom, and that's what we want. Like, make sure we've got some fond to get up, that those tomatoes are giving up all the flavor we can get out of them. Let's get our broth in. And this is convenient. It's 4 cups, which is this entire container. Vegetable stock. I thought about using chicken because I've got that still in the house from my clear liquid diet the other day, but again, trying to stick as close to the recipe as possible for my first go. I trust Lou on this one, although I think he was using his freezer stock, which probably had chicken. But the one he developed for someone else says vegetable. Hey, Rob. I need clarification for everybody what they want on their grilled cheese. I know what kind of cheese Vic wants. I don't know yes or no on bacon for anyone else. I don't know what kind of cheese for you. I know you want pesto. All the cheese. I know what cheese Vic wants, but I don't know if Fletcher, and I don't know Fletcher's cheese nor who wants bacon.
I want bacon.
Okay.
All cheese, bacon,
Pesto. Right. He doesn't want that. Just sharp cheddar? Does he want some American so it melts better? Yeah, you can have as many kinds as you want, sweetie.
bacon, sharp cheddar, American for Fletcher.
Okay, I'm gonna cover this. That should be about the right temperature. I'm gonna says cover and cook Stirring halfway through until the lunches will very soft, beginning to break apart 15 to 20 minutes.
Victor
So
said Gouda Havarti with bacon. And also
Gouda Havarti bacon. I knew Gouda Havarti. Yeah. So, but I didn't know if he wanted bacon. Did Fletcher? What if Fletcher just wants
American
sharp cheddar and bacon? Okay. So you all want bacon.
Yes.
Okay. I might need. Let me get the bacon. Bacon. I need to make more bacon. Because these are kind of scorchy. So let me look at the size of these from breads. I mean, they'll be fine. Oh, yeah, they're fine. So one. Victor, Fletcher. Yeah, I definitely need more bacons. I was wrong. Excuse me. Unless you want to do this for me, that would be great. What?
I messed myself up.
Okay. No. Well, here I am. On my own. It's fine. I need a sous chef. We're doing lottery. Start a commune. Have assistants on hand at all times. Well, no. It'd be great to have like classes, right? A giant kitchen. I would love a community kitchen. They just tore down this old motel in town that I used to dream would be like one of my lottery projects. Was taking this, what looked like a big part of it that had facilities in it, and turning it into a kitchen where, because it was one of those hotels that a lot of people like were living in long term. I thought this would be a great thing to have a community kitchen, because you can't. You stay in a hotel or a motel, and a lot of times they don't let you have hot plates or things like that anymore. Thankfully, my friend Sean at least could have a hot plate where they are, and we talked yesterday. It occurred to him he could also use a crock pot, so that opens up his cooking. But if you had a community kitchen, and then people could share their meals and resources as well as their skills, and if that equipment were just available to them. If I ever win the lottery, I probably won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. All right, let's go ahead and do this, and I'm going to grab the mayo, because I'm going to use mayo to make mine. I'm sure Vic would be fine with it, but Fletcher and Rob would freak out, but only if they knew, probably. I told them.
About what?
About using mayo instead of butter to make your grilled cheese. It's just that's weird, category for you guys, it would seem. All right, a knife. All right, well, while we wait for this, I'm going to test this pepper jelly I already have open. The reason I got a new one out is because this one has been around. It's been open a long time, and it's really kind of solid. Yeah, I don't want to use that today for the grilled cheese, but I'm not going to throw it away. It's not bad. It's just gone to a texture that's more difficult to use for this case. So what I'll do is probably throw this in some barbecue sauce. We got some St. Louis ribs today, which is my favorite rib cut. And keep in mind when I'm adding the sweet and spicy components, pardon me, and even a little fruity to the barbecue sauce, that I can shortcut it with that. Awesome, right? Mayonnaise. It's my homemade mayonnaise I made the other day on the stream. Plans coming up this week. So Tuesday, I'm really excited, guys. I'm getting an upgrade. If you're in my Discord, if you're not, go to my Discord and see what's going on. For Mother's Day, I found a really good sale. And this sitting here is not how I want to be doing the stream, but it's how I have had to do the stream because I'm using my kitchen is lousy, and so I got set up out on dining room table. And to be bending over where I need to be using the cutting board and counter surface would have been killing my back. So I found these workbenches. I've had my eye on them for a while, even though our workshop doesn't really have room for that kind of thing. But I love these workbenches. Cobalt makes them, and well, I mean, a lot of places make them, right? Craftsman makes them and stuff, but they're counter height. And they had them on sale, and they came in different cool colors. Pink was a bit much. I'm not much about pink galley most of the time. Any of you who know me and my spooky tendencies, I sure know that. They had a teal that Robin Fletcher really liked, but I don't feel like that will have the longevity with matching other stuff. I feel like it's gonna be like, oh my god, that's the most 2026 thing I've ever seen. The purple is what I got. The purple is like this purple, pretty much. I see, or like Nightmare Before Christmas, purpley. And I'm really excited about this because they're workbenches. They're going to be like counter height, so I'll be able to stand and do rolling things out easier for stuff like, pies. I'll be able to stand for my stream, get a little more activity for my fat ass. And there's like a million drawers, big drawers in the bottom. I put my pots and pans in, a bunch of smaller drawers. They all have non-slip bottoms. Put all these utensils in. I'm gonna have less surface area on top, but most of this shit is covered with a bunch of cords, and these have a power strip built on the side, and just random like spoons and spatulas and like all of this is going to be able to stowed away, which is also going to make it easier to double as a dining room table when we want to do that. I'll have to get some stools so we're at the right height to sit together for dinner, but it'll be a whole lot less to put away than I've got going on with the way I'm doing this now.
The teal is less 2026 and more like the Fallout version of the 50s and 60s.
If you say so.
Yeah.
If it were a little more faded, I'd say that it's a little brighter than that.
Well, I mean, don't forget, Fallout that we see is like 300 years after everything got exploded.
Okay. Either way, it's not going to match in here. It's mine. I want purple. You can see my walls are kind of an olive green, which is going to be a fine contrast with the purple. My living room is purple, so that works out. And I'm planning to probably go to gray with that. Who knows what color this ends up. I just feel like I want the purple. Purple's a better choice. So we're getting 2 of those workbenches, putting them back to back, locking the wheels, middle of this room. The dining room, they don't have a lip is the only problem I ran into. It was not it being just 100% better for the stream. Because when I stuff sausage, and I used to have to do it outside, right? Because the other dining table we had, I need to get my clamps out and clamp, those of you that have seen it, my sausage stuffer to a table. So this table, because those workbenches do take up less surface area, like square foot. What's the word? Footprint. The footprint is smaller. We're keeping this table. I'm gonna get rid of the bench. I'm gonna get rid of these chairs that are all scratched up from the cat anyway. And we're gonna put it up against the wall. We'll have room in this room to put it there, which is gonna be great because then I can. I think the Instant Pot probably won't fit in a drawer. It can be left out. We've got my dehydrator. hallway closet under the stairs, and every time we use it, we have to get it out and put it back in. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'll be able to leave that out in this room dedicated and be able to use my dehydrator more often because it's just, less creepy to use. Um, and when I do need to stuff sausage, I can just do it at this table because I've got that lip. But everything else, cooking stream wise, will be right here with you. You guys won't see the purple. You'll just see like the wood looking top, but I'll show you when I get them installed. And when I'm standing, Rob has a camera from when he was doing that developer dad streams. It's one of those cameras that like follows you. I might hook that up and have another camera going for walking around. And if nothing else, when I get that all set up, it's supposed to arrive Tuesday morning. So whichever day I get it set up, I'll probably just grab this overhead cam and show all of you what the dealio is. I'm flipping the second batch of bacon, pardon me. Has anyone got Mother's Day plans? I have a wonderful husband. He's a great partner. I normally do the household thing and most of the cooking. But Mother's Day, I am one of those moms who's just like, nope. I don't want to do anything. Do it for me, please. So he got some steaks. He's gonna make some ribeyes, and he got little potatoes. He's gonna do little potatoes. He's gonna do bell peppers and Vidalia onions grilled as a side, which is nice. Like more of the family eat that at least. Okay, let me see. I need the bigger. I'm gonna have to wait till the soup is done to start doing these grilled cheeses. I think. We'll look. We'll decide in a minute. Maybe I can move it to this smaller burner because I need a lot of hot surface area so that I can grill these evenly. I feel like it's been 10 minutes. Am I crazy? Ooh, little foam on the top. Awesome. That's tomatoes breaking down. Ooh, yep. I definitely want to not put the hot lid on the cheeses. I want to give this a scrape. So yeah, you definitely want to keep an eye on about 10 minutes in because the lentils wanted to sink to the bottom and stick. It's okay, more flavor. Ooh. I seem to have missing one of these beautiful olive wood spoons. The one that doesn't have the giant. For soup, this is fine. This is what I'm going to be wanting anyway. But I've got a narrower one that the kids put somewhere weird. Like they do. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer? I don't have one set. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. I thought I had. Man, I need y'all to help me out so I don't do shit like that. What if I burned the soup? In another 10 minutes, I will. Let me get a look at these lentils or get a feel. At least another 10, maybe 15. We want those nice and soft. It was boiling about perfectly though. I'm gonna turn on. That was at a little over 3. Yeah. I'm gonna move this to a smaller burner so that I can get going on the grilled cheese. Okay. So what else am I doing for Mother's Day? Oh, so I recorded an episode. If you don't listen to it. I do a podcast called Tipple Theory with Sean Weiland, and also known as Wasted Knowledge. You know what? I'm going to use half the pan. We'll be fine. Um, and I can get a little of this on my cutting board too. I'll just do it this way so I don't. Who do I do first? Fletcher. He's the easiest. I'll get it out of the way. Cheddar. Bacon. And American. So we started the new season and we're recording, like, they come out on Sundays. There's going to be like 20 episodes this season, which is cool. And we were recording yesterday, and I had this idea, right, that I wanted to have mimosa, like you do for Mother's Day, or even just Sunday brunch. And I like a pomegranate mimosa, because I like things less sweet, which is another reason I'm excited for these chai cookies, because they're apparently not like super sweet. We're spicy. Herby, not herby, but spicy, like aromatic spicy, than sweet. So I was like, oh, wait, I made that honeysuckle simple recently. Because, it's spring, and that's when I can get the fresh honeysuckle out of my yard. And Sean and I were talking about different mimosas and what they're called. It's like a cranberry mimosa is called a poinsettia. And a peach mimosa is a Bellini. I think 2 slices of each cheese is going to be what we're after here. This is a sharp cheddar, so it's got that nice bright bit of flavor, but it doesn't, melt as smoothly. It tends to break. Having different cheese with it, in this case an American, but in the case of Victor's, we're going to use a Havarti for that, will kind of keep it from it being a greasy sandwich. And bacon. 2 slices. Look, it's gorgeous. So, let me fill this pan. I was talking about my, I don't have a spatula out here, do I? I have one close enough. I'll just put it in. Pardon me. I think this might not be allergies. I might have a cold. I sure hope not. I have to check the bacon. I hear it sizzling. Looks like it's good still. So anyway, it's like, man, I wonder if there's a nickname for a pomegranate mimosa. Damn it. Sorry. And there's not. What did I do? I think this or mayo. Oh, I was gonna butter the pan for that one. Right. And there wasn't one. And with everybody just calls it pomegranate mimosa. And I was like, I want to call it Persephone mimosa, especially with the addition of, I'll put a little of that honeysuckle syrup in there. So you've got another element of spring, of seasonal thing. With pomegranate can be a holiday flavor because it's, usually in season around the Christmas holidays, through Yule and stuff. I know people have traditions of eating pomegranate seeds, even into the new year and stuff, and it's kind of a bring back the spring at the solstice thing because of Persephone's journey to the underworld and spending half the year in one place and half the year in the other. And so I wanted to call this very springtime added to the honeysuckle pomegranate mimosa, Persephone. And I Googled around to make sure, it wasn't taken, it wasn't already thought of, because most things, are when you are making shit up. And there's a cocktail called a Persephone, but it's very specific to like some guy in a bar published this, and then there's a few variations on it or articles where people mention it, but it's a cocktail. It is not at all. It's not a Persephone mimosa. Um, and so yeah, I'm excited. I invented a thing, and that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I've got some prosecco, and I'll be dicking around with the proportions to make sure I get it right. I don't want it too sweet. I want to taste the honeysuckle, but I like the tartness of the um, pomegranate. Which reminds me, I didn't get the pomegranate juice, and I bet Rob didn't when he went to the store earlier, because he doesn't look at the list unless I remind him. Give that a few more minutes before I concern myself with testing the lentils. I am toasting this grilled cheese nice and slow because we want the cheese to melt. Right. As we brown this bread. The bread is nice and thick and grainy. Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Did you get the pomegranate juice? I'm going to need that in the morning. Okay. I can go after stream if they're open and everything. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'll go get my own. He did get stuff to make me dinner tomorrow, and he did get some of the ribs because I told him they were on sale. So, not too shabby. Take a look at this. Ooh. Okay, it's melted. It is not browning yet. It's fine. It's a good shape of bread to just do half of these. It's a little shame because I could do two at once. Turn up a little more. Except I don't have enough space on my burner with that giant Dutch oven making the soup. So let's build another sandwich, shall we? Who's next? I think what I'll do is I'll do the other kid next. Because once I'm done with the soups and the sandwiches, my friends, I am going to, I'll take a bite of mine and let you know how everything turned out. But I'm going to check these lentils, see how they're coming along. If I do mine and Rob's last, maybe my husband and I can actually eat together. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care. It definitely still need some time. So, let's start building. Victor was just cheese and bacon. Alexa, stop. Alexa, set a 10-minute timer. Gouda, he wanted Gouda and Havarti and bacon. Vic's just bacon and cheese, right?
What?
Smoked Gouda, Havarti, and bacon.
Yes.
No accoutrement. Okay. Yeah, I'll just do Rob's before mine and then. I'm gonna trim these off a little bit so they don't spooge all over the pan when it melts. There's our smoked Gouda again. smoked cheese, and Gouda is a little aged, so it's got that little bit of crumbliness similar to the cheddar and wants to break rather than melting creamily. Havarti is a creamier. Oh, somebody got into the Havarti already. What the hell? Y'all.
I did not do it.
You did not do it.
I have not touched any of the cheese.
Okay.
Surprisingly. Knowing you had plans to make
Yeah, they had plans.
delightful, fancy,
Fancy grilled cheese
super
day.
bougie grilled cheese day.
Yeah, I feel a little bad because I'm stealing Eat It Dad's soup recipe here, but when he made it the other day, he couldn't fancy his grilled cheeses. He's another one. It's like me. He's like not putting only American or something there, only even one cheese on his grilled cheese, but he was making for a big crowd, so he kind of like had to be restricted to that. And now, if he takes a look because I'm stealing his recipe, he's gonna have to probably end up like something I would do and end up craving like, oh no, now I need to make a grilled cheese with all the cheeses like I like it. Man, this is starting to toast, not brown yet. I want it nice and brown. Okay, so that's Vic's assembled. I guess I could start assembling Rob's. He wants all the cheeses. Right. I'm not even counting American. That's just
That's cheese food.
there for Fletcher to
American cheese is food. They feed the cheese and make it strong.
just for him to not go, what's Havarti? And still have something nice and melty. Okay.
Well, isn't Monster nice and melty too?
Yeah, but we don't have any.
I thought I saw Monster in there.
I don't. It's not out here. Your brain went, ooh, Monster. Monster in the fridge. Nope.
I usually call Havarti something much more common.
Okay.
Even though it's delicious.
Cheddar. It is delicious. It's a lot of cheese. I might go with only 2 kinds on mine. What's there which though? I might skip the cheddar and go with the Havarti and the smoked Gouda. I'll let the smoke flavor come through, and with the pepper jelly on mine, I think that's going to be balanced better than it would toward the cheddar. That's my plan. Okay, so what do I need to do with this? I need to put bacon on it. I need to go fetch more bacon. Let me check. Let's check our grilled cheese. Let me check the soup too. Something's making noise over here, even though it's right next to me. I can't. God damn it. It wants to come apart. I'm not gonna let it. Okay, it's starting to brown. Yay. Bacon's. Yep, bacon looks done. Smells done. Enough for. Yeah. Prime time. Pull this into bowl. You know what? Actually, it's not. I'm gonna give this just a couple minutes. Even though at least Rob even likes a little chewier bacon. I like it nice and crisp. For this purpose, I want it crisp. You don't want chewy bacon on your grilled cheese because then when you go to eat it, if it doesn't break when you bite your bacon, it'll pull some of the cheese out of the middle and make a big mess of things. And we don't need that. Cheers to all you mothers. Okay, so like I said, sometime this week I'll be getting my new setup. We're setting it up. I'll be telling about it, and then I'm making some plans for making something different. So I love falafel. And I'm very sad that, at least around here, although I did look online a while ago, but I haven't in a little bit, there used to be some good, just in a box mixes. You could throw some water in, let it hydrate, make your falafel, and eat. They've all gone to shit. They're all terrible. And I love falafel. And I looked up a recipe and I tried to make some, and it was pretty decent. I did it from canned chickpeas. Although, yeah, I've read don't do that ever. Um, it was fine. Um, my son, there we go, getting nice and brown. He's a beautiful thing. Gave me some chickpea flour that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. I looked up doing falafel with that. That's not ideal. It doesn't even look right texture-wise. But then I went to one of my favorite restaurants in Charlotte this past weekend. I probably talked about this last stream, but it's fine. We'll repeat because now we have more information about what might be the first stream I do with the new equipment. I might do one where I just talk about the equipment, but I plan on cooking, trying some falafel. A little research showed me that, because they're all different, right? Like depending where you go, which restaurant, like who the chef is, what part of the place they're taking the inspiration from, and so I went looking around online, and I found that, like in Palestine, for instance, they tend to use fava beans instead of chickpeas. And then in other Middle Eastern countries, they use like just chickpeas. And in Lebanese recipes, they use a mixture of both. And I found an online recipe where they kind of proportion it out and it works out to about 50-50, seems to work best. So I had to mail order to get fava beans. I couldn't find them in my town, but I got some fava beans. I've already got chickpeas in the cupboard that I was able to get in town. This might sounds like it's getting there. Yep, cheese is just starting to dip toward where it touches the pan and starts to make a sizzle. That's a good done indicator for me. And I move some stuff so that I can cut this and have people come get their food. Knife. Something's making noise in the kitchen, and it's making me uncomfortable. I'm not cooking anything in there. Oh, I am. I forgot I gave that bacon another couple minutes. Wow, my ears are pretty good for an old lady. There we go. Perfect. It's now had the right amount of time to get crispy. Woo! Sorry about my jeebers. Okay, I gotta get that grilled cheese out. Let's get this bacon out. I'm gonna flip the bacon and leave it on the tray for a minute to finish crisping. You see it? I don't know if you can see it in this really decrepit toaster oven sheet. Okay. Yep, I hear the cheese touching on the other side now. Let's take a look. Beauteous. Next, the next one, I'm gonna wipe this out. I'm gonna get the next one in, and then we're gonna check our soup. We'll see if the timer goes off. My timing is usually pretty decent. Alexa, stop. Put a good pat of butter. And I want it over in the side of the pan. This is Victor's, and it has no butter on the bread, no mayonnaise. Man, this table and this hot plate have a better level than my stove does. it stayed level. My stove leans forward a little. I had some tile underneath the front legs to keep it level, but the tiles have kind of broken and it's not level anymore. Okay, so that's going. And now the burner's good and hot. The pan is good and hot. So that'll probably take a little less time than I can put this on this bowl. The last sandwich did. Let's stir our soup and check our lentils. Might be ready to do the blending. It says like when it's finished, the lentils and tomatoes will be very soft and broken down, and it's a blend and serve. He blends it like a full 4 minutes in the blender. We'll see how quickly my immersion blender can get through this. Can you text Fletcher to come get his sandwich for me? Oh, you're gaming. Almost. Almost. These lentils have just the tiniest bit of tooth left, which I kind of feel like I don't want them to have. So I'm going to give them just another 2 minutes maybe. I'm going to pull this garlic out because even just tasting it right now, it has plenty of garlic flavor, and I don't want it to, as much as I love garlic, overwhelm that by just blending that shit right in.
Oh, I put this on backwards.
Okay, some of these still didn't. Stubborn little boogers. Look at this stubborn booger. I have a tomato that still didn't break. What? Yes. I was going to cut it and put it on a plate for you. I just needed to know it was done. Okay. I don't have to be really particular about this. Just getting the bulk of the big hunks out. Because they're cooked now and they're more mild, but it also looks like there was a little bit of green in the center of those cloves that I did not catch, which you did not know will give you some bitterness. I'm not too concerned about that. Tomatoes are like have plenty of sugar to be counteracting that nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. It's not boiling as hard as a full boil for that, extra 20 minutes with the lentils. So that's why they're not done. It's not that the recipe's incorrect. It's that I was with adjusting for my having to use a hot plate setup. Which will still be the setup with the new setup, but a lot of this other stuff will be improved and I'll have more mobility. Just up and down from a chair. Feels like such wasted energy compared to standing the whole time, and being able to engage my core will be better for me. Okay, so let's continue with this. That's Victor's. This sandwich is going to be Rob's. This one is going to get pesto. I'm going to, these are butter to butter side right now, so I don't get butter all over my cutting board. So I'm going to go ahead and put some pesto right on top of this to be able to enclose when I put the bread on. And just spread that around. That and this, I can do this safely without it soaking the bread before we're ready to start cooking. I think that's probably enough. Tablespoon, I have 2 tablespoons. I mean, this is to taste, right? Yeah. Kind of wish I had like provolone for his sandwich. we're putting. Huh? Well, too late now. Are you sure? Because all I found was a dried up, curled piece in there. But
Towards the back.
no, too late now. I'm not putting a fourth kind of cheese on this right now.
Four cheeses is too many.
Yeah. Had I realized that ahead of time, I feel like provolone would go better with pesto. But here we are. This one browned up quick and nice. Let me get a plate. Check this out. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple more flips because the cheese is not all coming together down the side yet. Like it's peeking over on this. Oh, you can't really see it. Let me show you. It's starting to peek down this side here, right? So when it touches, I'll hear it and then flip it one last time to get more toastiness on this piece of the bread. And then once I get Rob's in, I will get pepper jelly on mine. So the plan is next week sometime, I'll be making an attempt at a falafel of a more Lebanese style that has fava beans and chickpeas, some fresh parsley, and a bunch of spices. I'll probably do like a chicken shawarma so that there's backup for the youngest to eat everything else we're eating because he won't eat falafel, but we'll all eat shawarma. I think I'm gonna try to make pita. That's something we can learn together. I've never made pita from scratch. I've watched it, not too hard. It's a bread, but like kind of less intimidating because you don't have all the full rise long term stuff. And how handy to be able and inexpensive to be able to make pita from scratch. And just do it in a pan. So I'm gonna give that a go. Toom, I love toom. I think I talked about that when I made the mayo last week, and I'm confident that. Sorry, I'm listening for the cheese. I'm confident that I can use that mayonnaise method to make toom to go with our falafel, which I love, and our shawarma. Um, so yeah, we're doing shawarma and pita and falafel on a stream and toom. It'd be like the whole meal. Not sure what day. It's going to depend on a bunch of different factors, like you do. Did I say yay wooden spoons? I can just leave this in here. It's not going to get hot. I heard the psst that says the cheese has hit the pan. Flip me. Nice and brown. Okay. Hot in here, or is it just me? Trouble getting this off. Pepper jelly, hot pepper jelly. By September. This is another thing I've sold a few jars of, along with my Papa's hot sauce, which I don't know if I've talked about that on a stream. Might be time to go ahead and I'm gonna have to clean the board anyway. Not worry about getting mayo on it. I'm gonna wipe off this knife and build my sandwich because I'm about to put Rob's in. I might have been wrong about it being in the fridge that long doing it. And this batch of pepper jelly, I might have just overpecked it a little. It's got a good kick to it. That little bit of sweetness, some cheese, is so freaking delightful. I don't know why it occurred to me to do one day, but Now I'm a little bit hooked on it. I almost always put pepper jelly on my grilled cheese. 10 out of 10 recommend. Rob likes it too, but he was, I don't know, not feeling it, I guess. Wanted pesto on his. What's your favorite grilled cheese variation? Hmm? Do people say no to bacon? Some people probably do. Crazy people probably do. Okay. I'm going to move this over here somewhere. No, I'm not. I think we're done. Another just minute. I hate this spatula. It sucks. But I don't want to use a metal one on my nonstick pan. This isn't like Teflon, it's some kind of ceramic nonstick. Yeah, turn this up. But it's still, I don't want to scratch it up. My kid's constantly ruining. Like, I'm glad my dishwasher's broken, honestly. Part of me wants it fixed so I can more consistently have dishes when I want them. Because the boys wait until the stupid middle of the night when they're doing gaming or whatever to do the dishes. But it's preventing a lot of things that need to be hand washed from ending up in the dishwasher and getting wrecked, like some of my wood-handled knives and stuff. And my nonstick pan, because yeah, the other ones all suck. I throw them away. I like to cook at very high temperature sometimes, so Teflon and I are never, well, we've never been friends, but we're never going to be friends. If you don't know, you should not cook on high temperatures with Teflon because it releases gases that are toxic and can do things like liver damage, and you just don't want it. If you have small pets like birds, it can be like kind of seriously dangerous to have that risk factor going. Okay. I have a leftover lid from some elderberry syrup that I will cover that jam with. Did I put bacon on? Tell me I put bacon on Victor's sandwich. Yes, I did. Okay. His sandwich is done. Beauty. Rob's is next. I did not put the, okay, let me see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this bread on that pesto. I'm going to flip this and put the bacon on the other side of the sandwich from the pesto. This is going to keep it having good integrity. The flavors complement each other next to each other. The pesto won't end up doing something like making the bacon like kind of overtaking that flavor. They'll be maintained separate by having the cheese in between, and the pesto and bacon would probably be too much to handle, and would end up the top would want to slide off. So, okay, this is coming to a good boil again. As soon as I get Victor's sandwich, I think we're gonna blend this. I'm gonna give a few whacks though. I don't know why some of those tomatoes are not behaving. Made sure to get nice ripe ones. See, I think I'm definitely going to. I should probably take a picture of one of these too. Feeling more and more sure that I want to use like a Roma tomatoes next time I make this soup. Photo. Natalie, are you doing anything for Mother's Day? Going anywhere? Eating anything special? Are you cooking for yourself even though it's Mother's Day? You know what should I put in the background of this sandwich? I'll put Did I put the pepper jelly away? Sure friggin' did. I'll put the pesto and the pepper jelly behind it to make evident what is in my grilled cheeses other than a bunch of freaking cheese, bacon. For the thumbnail, for those people who have not come to see us yet. Right? Here we go. All right. Not the most beautiful, but it will do. I can put the pesto away now. Nobody needs it. Okay. Got a good boil going. Let's test our lentils. Let's text a kid. Your grilled cheese is ready. Not you. Texting Vic. Yours is in the pan. All right. Spoon. Soup. Yep. Oh, I love this idea. Thanks, Lou. Oh, I gotta plug this in though. Oh no. Let's move this out of the way. It definitely is not going to need like 4 minutes of this. This is a very, very strong immersion blender. You want to tilt this to get a depth. So quit splashing so much. I think we're smooth. Looks pretty smooth. Get a little. It's in the kitchen. Feels like hitting something whenever I think I'm done, but I think we're good now. La 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 la. La 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 la. My cat must not have been fed. He's yelling at me. She. One of our cats. Everybody thinks she's. Gives her grief for being annoying, but. As if she's stupid, but she's really, really not. She lets us know. She's the only one who just comes and out loud tells us when the food dish is empty. And not like just because you can see the bottom, but kind of empty. Okay. Let's give this a taste. I'm going to turn it down because it's good and thick and we don't want it burning to the bottom. I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to let the flavors meld a little bit more. I'm going to look at the instructions and make sure I didn't miss anything. It's soup. It's always going to be better later. Taste and season with additional salt and pepper as needed, and serve just with a little extra olive oil as desired. I feel like I didn't miss anything. I feel like it needs something. I feel like I want a little more tomatoey in the tomato, but I didn't weigh my tomatoes. That could absolutely be just a me thing that I should have been way more careful about proportion to get the right amount of, oh my God, tomatoes in there. This one is gonna be done in one flip, I predict, because I let it sit while I got the soup blended. So let's put my sandwich together. Pepper jelly and mayo on mine, if you remember. What did I say I was going to use? Havarti and smoked Gouda. Man, I wonder who got into the Havarti. Maybe we had some Havarti and I didn't realize we had one that was already open and we have a whole nother one in there. That's possible. I don't think it's incredibly likely. Yeah. Only 2 kinds of cheese on mine. Am I going to do bacon? You know what? It's cooked. I may as well. Ooh. Though, this one sat in some bacon grease and it's too greasy. I'm going to melt some of that off. I don't like a greasy sandwich. Yeah, I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to taste that soup and, again, and salt and pepper. And I might add a smidge of tomato paste to correct what I believe is my own proportion error. The lentils really wiped out the tomatoes. I thought once they burst and were blended in, that would ramp the tomato back up proportionately, but it didn't really. Okay. I'm not going to put pepper jelly on both sides. One side is fine. Let's see how we're doing here. Yes, I'm giving up and using. No, I'm not. I used the knife the whole time. Oh, definitely needs another couple minutes. And because that side isn't sticking, it's got a side that's got to come through the bacon. But the side that just did stay in place, so you know, was the one with the pesto. So even with that lube, that's what it's about with grilled cheese. If you're layering a bunch of stuff in there, it's about like getting it to stay coherent. Oh, where's the? Okay, I'll put the American away. I'm gonna grab the tomato paste because I feel like I'm gonna end up adding it to the soup. I could just throw more of the cherry tomatoes in and cook them in there until they burst and blend it again. But if I need to add it, I feel like tomato paste is going to be a good way to adjust. And this is very a two-taste thing. When you get tomato soup, and I knew this. Lou was trying to emulate the Campbell's soup in a can, which, as we all know, isn't actually very tomato, right? It's creamy, but not strongly tomato. It's got a beautiful color, right? It's got like a bisque color going on. And the stats are real good because it's lentils and veggie broth. But I want more tomato. So I'm going to add a good, at least tablespoon of that. Also some more pepper. I'm going to go ahead and use black, although you might want to use white for yourself. A little more salt, which it'll brighten and bring up the other flavors. We certainly have a lot to spare. I didn't use a whole lot to begin with. As far as I'm not going to turn this soup unhealthy or anything. I'm using a whisk. Just make sure that it incorporates well. The cheese is starting to melt over the sides of that Sammy. Okay, I'm gonna give that a minute to. Tomato paste is already cooked, so it's not like it has a rawness to it, but let's give everything a little more incorporation chance. You want to grab a plate?
Yeah. Before I go fight Zone.
Okay.
Oh, that looks delightful.
Oh,
Very delicious.
it's like the last day of the week for Mom to be cooking. Who's messaging me? I think it's too late, people.
What?
Oh, I'm getting a before Stephen Colbert goes off the air, like to complain to CBS or whatever. But like, I don't think this is getting turned around. That would be a shocker. I don't think that's happening.
No, I think that
The ship has sailed.
whoever's in charge of CBS.
Cut it.
Yeah. I brought a plate for you too, for when you're ready.
Okay. There you go.
Nice.
That was pretty sexy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm rethinking here. I'm gonna put more pepper jelly on mine.
Incredibly novel.
Incredibly novel. Oh my gosh! And Rob and I went to Le Shish Kebab in Charlotte that we loved the other day. We both posted on Facebook, and I was like, "I'm posting. I tagged you." And he's like, "I know. I'm posting too." We were sitting across from each other, so he posted with a picture of his food and my food from his side of the table, and I posted a picture of his food, my food from my side of the table, and we both just captioned it nom 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 without consulting each other.
We are silly.
Because we are silly. We're silly nerds.
I'll feed you. Come on.
Thank you.
How's the soup?
It's going along. I'm still, I'm tweaking it a little. Because, it's fine. But I flaked on. It looks so good, though. It is fantastic. I just want it more tomatoey. Still leaning toward the beans. It's really good. This would be great soup with. Lou recommends. I'm talking to the stream. Lou recommends drizzling some olive oil on the top to serve. I'm gonna put more tomato paste. Some of that pesto would be amazing to drizzle on the top. So there. It's not perfectly smooth. There's something. It's really pretty close to perfectly smooth, though. I don't know if I should take a picture of this. I should probably take pictures in the bowl because I got a cool black bowl and look good. Right? Right. Taste. salt, but I am gonna need a. There's part of me wants to throw some like black vinegar or something in this, but that's just me. So it's good. It's very good.
Oh no, gravity is taking its toll.
There we go. And it's nice that it completely. What are you talking about?
Oh, I had my sandwich sitting on a table.
Oops.
Sliding.
Oh, here I am talking about how to build your sandwich so it has integrity, and you managed to break it anyway. Oh no. That I can flip this largest sandwich speaks for itself. Now see how evenly this is browning, even with. I gotta move it on the burner.
It's gravity. And the cheese boiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of cheese. So pretty. I'm gonna have like 3 scoops of this. They would go with white pepper next time. The soup is got a little black flecks in it, but it's just for home cooking. It's just for me. And Victor might have some. We'll see. I imagine he will. I'm gonna get some up on the spoon. Take another picture. I should probably take a picture of them together. That one there. That's funny, I got this black tomato in the picture. I did not use the black tomatoes in the soup. God, I can't imagine what color that would turn out. It would probably be purple. I mean, no matter how dark black they do look, and they do look dark black, I'm sure that the reality is that they're probably purple. Well, no, I'm going to take back the amount of confidence I have in that. Mom has requested biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Oh, your mom? Or you've requested from your kids? I thought about that. I found that when I was thawing, defrosting my large freezer last week, that I've got like what looks like about a pound, probably, of my breakfast links was in there. So I could have sausage tomorrow, but it was going to be sausage and scones, and I haven't gotten to the scones. And after doing all this and the meeting today and everything, I kind of am feeling like I don't want to bake my own shit either tomorrow. For tomorrow. Is it wrong? We'll see if I feel up to it in a little bit. All right, let me. Yeah, that's really good. I know that Lou, Eat It Dads, on Twitch here and YouTube, has gotten a lot of compliments and from like kids and people that don't normally like tomato soup, that they like this is their favorite now and they like it, and I get it because it's not super tomatoey. It's more of that sweet, although there's no sugar added in this recipe, which is a feat when you're trying to emulate that kind of thing. The fat is like super low. The only fat in this was about a tablespoon of olive oil, so good fat at that. For my taste, I definitely needed to add some tomato paste because I like tomatoes. But if you're looking for like a nice, creamy, healthy substitute because you're already splurging by having a cheese sandwich, this is a pretty great recipe. And next time I know, I'll use proportionally more tomatoes because I like tomatoes. And that's certainly not going to hurt the macros any. But the lentils is a great solution that I think I'm going to use with other things to modify a creamy recipe and it being healthy. Because they do have a fairly neutral flavor. I can taste them, but I've become more and more making all the dal I have familiar with how lentils taste underneath everything else. And it looks like a lot of onion and garlic, like I said, but it's not. It disappears in the soup and just brings it all into one coherent flavor. Okay. So we're almost done. One sandwich left. It's mine. I'm gonna wipe this up a little. I'm gonna take a third shot. I took a picture of a sandwich. I took a picture of a soup. I want to take a picture of soup and sandwich together because that'll probably be the best thing to use for like thumbnail for on Twitch. I gotta figure out how to add thumbnails on YouTube. If anybody wants to DM me or pop in my Discord and let me know, because I don't really know. And also, if people want to do clips, I would love you forever. I need to start collecting clips so I have an intro video for when I'm not online, and to maybe start throwing those on TikTok. My friend Sean's son Tyler was kind of giving me shit for not doing that kind of thing. But, you know, I feel a little bad. Like, I found my stream anniversary the other day was 2017. I mean, obviously, I haven't been doing cooking streams that long. I just started doing that in October. But I've been streaming a really, really long time, and I've got, what, 200 and something followers now, guys? I love y'all. Y'all helped me to get affiliate, like, I think back when the program first started. Cool. But it's really low. I look at people who started so much more recently that, and it's, you know, I'm not about just get all the follows, but I would like this passion of mine to help people get the confidence and learn to cook or try again if they feel like they can't, to more people. And with all those communities that I'm taking part in, I don't know. I would like for some of the word of mouth to turn into at least follows over here. I'm glad I have a wonderful supportive partner and family. And by the way, like at least one of my sons is pitching in for this upgrade to my situation here with the workbenches that I'm so excited about. And I'm glad I have that support, but a little support to help me with ingredients and stuff, especially when I try new things and am willing to share my failures with you along with my successes. Your mom, awesome. Nice and peppery. I've got Stormy Sooner in the chat here. Natalie's making her mother biscuits and gravy for breakfast. So yeah, details. Let me know. Scratch biscuits, scratch sausage. How scratch is this? And I mean, of course, you can just buy a tube of sausage, and you can buy a tube of biscuits, and make everyone's life easier, and do great with that. You know, I've definitely done that. I've never made homemade biscuits. I don't even own biscuit cutters. And that's something that probably on stream I'll at some point do. But for me, like if I made the sausage, and I do tend to make my homemade sausage on the regular, that's so good for sausage gravy because the spices are really present, and I like a good peppery sausage gravy. I did all that work. I feel like, yeah, my biscuits can absolutely be from a can. Although drop biscuits are very much kind of what I grew up with. We didn't do a lot of sausage gravy, but even for strawberry shortcake or other biscuit things, my grandma didn't make biscuits. I mean, we're not Southern, like German, and it'd be like Bisquick and milk, and then drop it on a tray and cook it, and that's your biscuits. And I still do that. And if you drop them in a stew, it's dumplings. Smells good. See how nice and even it is when you use the mayo? I bet they wouldn't have known if I used mayo on theirs. But I hope everybody's making something. Let me throw knives around, trying to hurt myself. Something for your mom for Mother's Day, if you can, of course. All the pepper. Yes, all the pepper. Biscuits from scratch, sausage from the store. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I should do biscuits from scratch. It's one of those, I like drop biscuits, and I don't want to spoil myself. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've made so many things that, like, ooh, I want to make that. And then it's so good that I don't like the ones I get anywhere else. I don't want that to happen with biscuits. Although I'm running into that anyway. I don't know what the fuck is going on at Bojangles. But holy shit. The last several times we've gotten it, like, they weren't risen. They were, like, flat, like, maybe an inch biscuits. And then last week, me and my middle kid got Bojangles. I don't know what everybody else was doing. And that biscuit was like, it must have just been sitting there all day and they never switched it out. Because, like, the one side is fine, the other side was like, crunch hard. It was terrible. Like, and one time they were just like super, super salty. Like, as if they had, they brush them with butter, but as if they had just then salted it. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what's going on at Bojangles, but their biscuits are fucking terrible now. And I haven't done KFC in years and years and years, so I don't even know what's going on over there. Okay, I feel like flip this one last time, let it get a little browner while the burner cools down, and then I'll be ready to take this last picture and get out of here and go eat. I'll taste this in front of you. My spatula smells good. Why would that be? Oh, you know what it is? The brown butter, like the little remnants of butter from doing all these sandwiches in here, I think have browned a little bit. It's giving a nice aromatic. Okay, I've got 2 slices of bacon left. I'll leave those out. Someone will eat them. I'm gonna cover up the soup. Put that away in a little bit. I see the cheese starting to melt and creep down the other side. You hear it? Hopefully you can hear it. I mean, I don't want too much sound creeping into the stream, but crunch, crunch, crunch. Sounds are good. Oh, geez. Yep. There we go. It melted. Under the pan. Beautiful. That's fine. I really like this pan, by the way. This is my latest nonstick because kids kept ruining them. It's a D&W, Dean and White. I picked that up at BJ's. I think. No? No, maybe Aldi. Aldi seems likely. Ooh, I probably should have used a serrated knife to cut that. I mashed it a little. But the bread is hearty enough that they held it pretty good. All right, folks. Get a picture, and then I'm going to have a bite. Ooh-wee. What kind of cheese do you put on your? Ain't no way I got time for that. For what? Being a crazy person like me and making everything from scratch? Oh man. See, it's casting shadows now. Do I really care this much? Does anybody care this much? Dang it. I have a light. Oh, I'm excited when I have built-in power stuff and hopefully can make this whole setup. More. Okay, I need to do what fancy food people do, right? And set that up like that. There we go. That'll help me get it in frame too. See the cheese, soup. Here. There, good enough. I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur, a home cook. Wow, look. There's the pull, which says, hey, you, don't take more than another bite of dairy because I need to go take pills. You're not going to get a pull from an aged cheese generally, which is also, you're not going to have a problem with lactose hurting you when it's an aged cheese. But that Havarti is not aged. And so if I don't take a pill, I'm going to get a tummy ache. Oh, the pepper jelly. Folks, try it if you haven't. I mean, unless you like hate hot peppers or something. And no, take your pills. I know it sounds weird. Man, I love pepper jelly on a grilled cheese. It's very special. Like I said, I tend to do it every time now, but I mean, not every time. Sometimes you just want the savory straight up. How was your pesto wonder? Awesome. Cool. You're welcome. You don't have to thank me in public. It's fine. Oh, bad biscuits. Yeah, nobody had time for bad biscuits. Damn. And they're like, they make such a big deal. It's like part of their commercials, right? Like, ooh, our fresh biscuits all the time. Yeah, well, you can't do that shit once a day and call them fresh. Which, as near as I can figure, I don't know. Maybe if it happens again, I'll complain to corporate or something. But I don't want to have to make my own either. Like, that was a good shortcut. I think I did one time. Go get biscuits from Bojangles and then, like, just do my sausage gravy. But good to see you. Again, sorry I was not here all week. But I hope you enjoyed this healthy version of Campbell's tomato soup from Eat at Dad's. Follow Eat at Dad's if you haven't. When I get the cookies, I'll probably taste those on a stream when I'm making other stuff. And I'm going to endeavor to get prepared for this falafel meal. If you've got feedback or anything interesting to say, come on into the Discord. Let me know your experience. Maybe if you got a favorite pita recipe you want to share, because I don't know why. I know it's not hard. It'll be fine. But I look forward to cooking with you soon. Happy Mother's Day, Ollie.